Ladies and gentlemen, today, please do not talk to reporters unless you know what you're getting involved in. You know, when you're interacting with the police and you're getting arrested and they're reading your Miranda rights and they say, you know, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law? Well, they should really just say, anything you say right now will be used against you in a court of law, because that's exactly what happens. You're not going to win ever talking to the police. Now, if you've never been arrested, good for you. I'm going to plead the fifth on that. But this brings me to today's topic, which is do not talk to journalists unless you know what you're getting involved in. You know, if you want to talk to your local weather guy in your small town, if that's where you live, go for it. That's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, you know, international or national news desks. Don't talk to them unless you know what you're getting involved in. So today, Andrew Prokop, who is a senior politics reporter for Vox, tweeted, cold calling your subject's relative and letting them, quote, talk is a time-tested reportorial technique. And he went on to say, source remorse is a time-tested response. What does that mean? That means that he's calling his sources or subjects' relatives, saying, hey, I'm a reporter with Vox, do you have any questions? And these relatives, having never interacted with national reporters on a national or international level, have no idea. And they're like, oh yeah, they want to be helpful. Most humans want to be friendly and helpful, just as most humans want to be friendly and helpful to the police. And they wind up getting themselves in trouble by just talking to the police when they're like, hey, we're just trying to have a human conversation. Same thing happens with reporters. And you do not know the intent of the reporter. The intent of the reporter is to get some sort of story. And unless you know the exact angle and frame of that story, do not say anything. Which leads me to my point, that Andrew Prokop is more than willing to admit that he does this on Twitter. So what you should do if you ever find yourself as a possible subject in a story, just as you ever find yourself as a possible victim or suspect in any sort of police investigation, and I don't care if that's, you want to, because there's some manslaughter charge for driving versus, you got mipped or whatever, as, when you're 20 years old, don't talk to the police and don't talk to reporters. And specifically, if you find yourself in the course of some story or subject that a reporter is pursuing and you're aware of it, my suggestion to you is that you immediately contact your family and friends and immediate relatives and say, hey, I've been reached out to by a Washington Post reporter, a Vice reporter, a Vox reporter, the LA Times, doesn't matter. They're asking questions about this. Have they contacted you before? If they contact you, say you can't talk and just refer them to me, that'd be great. And or, if you're not that friendly with your relatives, at least notify them that there may be reporters wishing to talk to them in a preemptive chess move, so that your friends or family just don't go blabbing away to the reporter and unintentionally, saying something that you don't want said. Now, why am I saying this all? Only insofar as that I feel like most of the general populace is not media trained, just as they're not trained in the judicial system or in the kind of law enforcement system. And a lot of innocent people, just good, decent humans, get kind of burned by these systems. From my side, as a New York City journalist who interacts with journalists every day that operate on the national and international level, and not just your local, ABC 13 channel news, Green Bay, Wisconsin, hey, how's it going, we're at the local fair kind of reporting, but people that are really pursuing stories. They're experts. Just as like you may be fine talking with your local cop if you live in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and you may be fine talking with your local reporter. You probably will be. But treat any sort of national reporter as the same way you treat the FBI or the CIA if they were suddenly at your door. You know what I'm saying? Be like, I need to get a lawyer, or I shouldn't talk, I should shut up immediately. Unless you know exactly what the FBI or CIA are wanting, do not say anything. And unless you know exactly what this, national politics reporter from the New York Times or Washington Post or Vox is wanting, do not say anything. Anyway, that's just my media tip for today. But please take it to heart. If you want to watch another video, I will see you tomorrow, as always. If you want to watch another video, click around.